Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you can tell from the title, we're finally going lower than what we already are. I'm really excited. My goal is try to see if I can even get slammed. We'll see. I just want to fill in that rear gap that my Z has in my rear wheels. I don't know if you guys seen it on my pictures before, but if you guys do, follow me on Instagram or TikTok. Make sure to check those out. Link in the description. I do post my Z there a lot, so you're able to tell. I am on Godspeed lowering springs right now, and I think it's 1.2 inches drop in front and 1.4 in the rear. So I'm gonna see how much further we can go on those. So yeah, I'm really excited. We're currently about to go ahead and pick up the coilovers right now, and I'll catch up with you guys when I have them. All right, so we have acquired the coilovers, as you can see. All right guys, so I actually want to go ahead and finished up one of the rears. It was a passenger rear that I did. I just didn't record it because I wanted to just see like the process of it. Obviously, if you guys seen my last video with the lowering springs, you guys already know that I've been lowered, so I already have like a little bit of experience with this. I want to go ahead and do the passenger rear just because it's a non-true style, meaning that the spring and strut is separate. I'm gonna show you guys in a minute. So I just wanted to see how it was in the rear. However, the front should be pretty simple as well. And currently I'm about to do the driver's side rear as well, so I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. So as you can tell, I'm ready for the driver rear. Moving on to that passenger rear. So yeah, and they are self-dampening, which I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys real quick again. Got the Avid ones. They do come with dampening, so I put it as soft, did 32 clicks all the way to hard. Either way, I wanted it more soft, so I put 18 to soft, so it should be a little bit softer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all four. And I'm currently about to measure how low I should go in the rear. Like I said, honestly, I don't know if I do want to go slammed, but I'm gonna go ahead and see, like, you know, what's up with that. All right, so I'm just showing you guys the little process real quick. So this should be a 17, and this is the bolt that you need to take out for the shock in the rear. And I have not touched these whatsoever ever since owning the car, so I'm really happy that this shit is not rusted on. It was really easy to remove. And next thing, once that is out, you want to remove this one. This should be a 17 as well. You guys can tell I already have my Godspeed lowering springs in here, but there's going to be no need for that. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. I went ahead and removed that spring. Once that is out, all you have to do is just basically push down and everything is going to come out with it. Since this is going to be a true style, later on, I think it'd be way better if you guys got like a adjustable toe arm, like the straight ones, to replace this bucket. From what I've seen, you don't have to, but it's better too. And obviously it'll be adjustable, so this won't be in the way. And I guess a little bit of weight reduction. Not too sure how heavy this shit is, but yeah, something you guys should keep note of. Currently right now we're gonna go ahead and move these bolts. So once your strut is basically loose on both ends, you kind of just want to push this thing hole all the way down. You basically just want to play around with it till all this shit pops off. So let me see if I can show you guys real quick. Came out way easier than the passenger side, but this one is finally off. Move that to the side and then just go ahead and grab your new coilover. When I first got the coilovers, I wondered if the preload, I think is what it is, like the spring rate was already set, and it is. So it says spring preload, reset from factory, do not adjust. So that's really cool that they want to go ahead and did that. That way you don't have to fucking move that top piece around. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and do, I think I said 18 to soft, 18 clicks, and let's go ahead and put it on. Okay, so we finally got the coilover on. Really excited to see how this is gonna turn out. So I actually want to go ahead and measured the length I did on the other side. I didn't actually go like to the OEM length that people recommend. I just went low right away, and as you can see, I did like 3.5 for that little like scratches that like right there. I did that on both sides, so I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. I'm about to put on the wheel, lower it for now, and then see how low I am. So moment of truth, I already have the other side down. However, I did just realize that I should put like wood or something under before I go fully down. YOLO it, and let's go ahead and see how this shit looks. No way my shit gotta go that lower. I think like, okay, so the springs I think were 1.5. I mean, I for sure know that I have to go a little bit lower. I'm gonna go ahead and raise it up, lower it a little bit more, and then we'll go from there. So sadly, I think I maxed them out because they don't want to go any further. But this is where I got to with that little, yeah, let me see if I can put my finger to it. Hopefully it's low. Honestly, I don't think I can go slammed on these, but we're currently about to go ahead and check. So I stopped like right there. So we're currently about to go ahead and do the other side real quick. So I think they are maxed out. So let's go ahead and see how this shit looks. I'm hella closer to the ground though in the rear. I don't know, I feel like this looks cleaner though. So I'm not slammed, but the fitment though looks good. Fuck, I don't really know how to feel about this. I want to see if I can go lower, but I obviously can't. I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Obviously, if I like them, then I'll like them. If not, I'll see if I probably end up buying something else. But the fronts, I'm gonna try to go a little bit lower. All right, so we went ahead and finished up the rears. I'm kind of mid on how they turned out. I might let them settle, see how far they go down. I'm gonna assume they're not gonna go too far down, but we're just gonna see how that is. Obviously, I haven't put on the fronts yet, so maybe the fronts are gonna contribute. However, we did go ahead and remove that little strut brace bar, the strut bar. We're gonna go ahead and take off these bolts. First, what we're gonna do is actually take off the wheels first, and then take off the other components. Pretty simple removal. As you can see, I want to go ahead and remove all these bolts. There are like 3 bolts right here. And all you really do is just push this down. If you guys haven't seen my Z1 Motorsport bushing replacements for the lower controller, please go ahead and watch that. That was like one of the hardest ones to fucking do. But yeah, so I got that down. Now this is basically loose. And as I said earlier, we're gonna go ahead and remove these bolts, and it should just pop right off. So we got our front shocks and or struts or whatnot. Looks like it is leaking. I don't know if that's rain, but I think that is leaking. These are the Godspeed Orange springs, and we currently have our Rev 9s. So from the experience that we got from the rear, I'm gonna just go ahead and max the fuck out of the fronts. All right, so I finally finished it, and like I said, I maxed these out. So let's go ahead and see how this looks. Huh. I'm not too sure. Is it like the same? Honestly, it might be the same as my fucking lowering springs. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Huh, let me see this thing. Kind of, yeah. I'm gonna let it settle. Hopefully it does go a bit lower. Let's go ahead and torque them down and then take this shit for a spin. And actually, before we go ahead and do that, again, I'm gonna do 18 clicks on both sides. That way it's all equal all around. All right, guys, so today is the next day. I let them sit for a little bit. Obviously, I might have to let them sit for a couple of days. However, I just think the coilovers I got might have been defective. I've seen pictures and reviews, and like, bruh, these are like slammed as fuck. However, mine just stopped going down. And once I force it more, then that's when the preload starts to move. So I don't know if it has to do with the preload, but we're gonna raise it up, see if we can move it any more. And yeah, I guess it's gonna be our only way to finding out. For some reason, this is the lowest it goes. So my conclusion is that it bottoms out. So as you can see, that little hole right there with the threads, I took off the bottom piece, and it's long, and I put them next to each other, and it's basically around the same size. So my conclusion is it bottoms out, unfortunately. First thing I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna go ahead and compress the spring, the preload. So obviously don't mess with the preload. However, I need to go lower. So what I'm gonna do is try to get rid of those threads right there by fucking compressing this shit all the way up. And then we'll see how much lower I go, because this is the lowest it goes. We're gonna see how much lower I can make the car. You guys saw there's a bunch of threads showing. Now there is only a little bit. So I think that is good on how it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it like that. So let's go ahead and tighten this bottom collar. It might ride rough just because we basically fucked up the preload. But it'll see how much lower we bring this shit. Let's go ahead and install back everything and then put the wheels on. And then let's just see. Looks like it's the same thing. All right, guys, so this is 2 days after the installation of the coilovers, and I just want to give my final review on these. So let's get started. So first thing that I want to note out, on the fronts, I'm still running my Godspeed lowering springs, so I do not have the Rev 9s in the front. However, in the rear, I am currently running them. It's kind of on me that I got Rev 9s because I honestly wanted to go like way lower than I'm already am, and I just thought the Rev 9s would do that. Just because in the reviews, I would see photos of 350Zs, and honestly, they look really low. It could be because I think they are running 19-inch rims, and I'm currently running 18. The height of the Rev 9s, I'm not too happy with. But personally, you know, that's just my opinion. Second thing is that the ride quality of them is really good. So I did notice a difference, especially when I had the Rev 9s in the front. The ride quality was so soft, and as I showed you guys the dampening, it has like the soft to hard dampening. So that's really nice. You could barely feel like bumps compared to my Godspeed lowering springs. Even with me running the Godspeed lowering springs in front and the Rev 9s in the rear, I could gladly say that like the ride quality is a lot better. So I currently do have the Rev 9s in the trunk, which I could show you guys real quick. I just thought they'd go lower than what they already are. So basically, this is the max lowness that they go to. You can adjust the preload and mess around with the preload, you know, to make it a little bit lower. But even when I went to go ahead and did that, the way it sits right now with the Godspeed lowering springs, it sat higher than the springs did. So right here, it tucks in just a little bit. However, with the Rev 9s, it like raised it up. Some people told me, you know, let it sit for a couple of days. However, I don't think when they settle in, they're gonna drop they're gonna drop that much, you know. So that's kind of why I took them off. I'm actually debating whether or not to put them back on and, you know, let them settle, see if it does work. But like I said, I feel like to me it was kind of a big difference, and I don't think they'd settle like that much. Should you get these coilovers? The answer is, if you want a softer ride, I'd say go ahead and get them. The dampening on them did work. They are softer, way better than springs. But if you want to go lower, I'm not going to go ahead and recommend them for you. This made me realize why BC's extreme lows are popular. I think I stated this already. I'm not too sure. When I edit this video, I'll go ahead and see. But I'm going to go ahead and say it again. It is kind of weird how mine maxed out too early. I want to go ahead and post a problem on a Facebook group, you know, so I could get some help. Because I'm like, you know, they're maxing out too early, you know. A lot of people said they have the same coilovers. However, theirs didn't max out that early, and they still have enough room to go lower. They showed me pictures of their Z, and it was, to me, it looked lower than mine. So I could have probably gotten defective ones, or I do know that there's Hyper Street 1s, Rev 9's Hyper Street 1s, and I got Hyper Street 2s. I don't know. So that could have been, you know, they could have had the ones, I could have had the 2s. However, I did hear that the 2s are supposed to go lower. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna go ahead and figure it out, you know, off camera. So enough yapping. Comment down below what coilovers I should get or what you recommend. And thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll catch you guys next one. Goodbye.